Hey there, I'm Nige. This is Pure Coys. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. Please like and please subscribe. It's getting a bit cold, isn't it? Nearly had a frost on the car this morning. It was getting towards that point. I even had to wear a hoodie into work. So yeah, autumn is coming for sure. The summer is nearly over. And it's North London Derby week. It is the best and the worst week in the football season. I love the North London Derby, and I hate the North London Derby. It's the perfect game to come back to after the international break, but also the worst game to come back to after the international break. It is what it is. Anyway, how is everyone? I hope everyone's well. I hope everyone had a good weekend. I hope everyone's had a good start to the week. And I hope everyone isn't too bored of this international break. It has been a slog, hasn't it? I find that the first international break after the season starts is the worst because we're literally 3 games in. Everyone's hyped, we're just getting into it, and it's an international break. And you can guarantee every international break, players will come back injured. But we will get into that. Let's get on to the North London Derby. No, let's not. I want to quickly chat about David Pleat. I just want to put my 2 pence worth in, and then we get on to the North London Derby. So David Pleat has been a he's been part of the Tottenham fabric for as long as I can remember. I'm a Spurs fan of 50 years. No, I'm a Spurs fan of about 43 years. I'm 50 years old. So I started supporting Spurs like around 81. And I can remember Pleat at Luton. Not greatly, but I can remember him doing his little dance across the pitch. Either when Luton survived relegation or got promotion. I can't remember which one. In his brown suit. I do remember that though. But ever since then, he's been Tottenham through and through. He built, in my opinion, one of the best sides that I've seen a Spurs team, and that is the 86-87 team, where we reached the FA Cup final. Of course, we lost to Coventry. We come third in the league, and we lost to Arsenal in the semi-final of the League Cup somehow after after being in front for pretty much the whole of the 2 games. We end up losing in extra time to David Rocastle. A great player he was. But yeah, Pleat built a fantastic side in the 80s. He's been a great coach. He has been a fantastic scout. He's pretty much done every job that you could do at Tottenham. He's probably even made the tea. He is that ingrained in Tottenham Hotspur. And the way that Levy has just shunned him to the side um, is a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. I don't want to go too heavy onto it, but I am really disappointed in Levy. He has scored a massive own goal. He does that quite a lot just lately. It's almost like he's digging his own grave, to be honest with you. He is not doing himself any favors. I wasn't a massive Levy out kind of guy before this. I was very much like I'm not keen on Levy, but sometimes better the devil you know. He's built a great infrastructure here. Tottenham Hotspur are a massive brand now, and I have no doubt that we're not going to go under. I have no doubt that in 20 years, my son will show his son, if he has a son or daughter, this is Tottenham, this is the team support. So my grandchildren and my grandchildren's grandchildren, I'm confident will have a club to support in Tottenham. And my worry would be if a massive company or another country come in and bought Tottenham. Whereas in the short term, it might be fantastic. Long term, I worry where it would leave us, if that makes sense. So whereas I'm not or haven't been a massive Levy out kind of guy, I've always been better the devil you know. After what he's done to David Pleat, and you might call it really small, not putting books up for sale in the store. It's not like groundbreaking. It's not, but it's pretty horrific. It's pretty horrific. And if you're prepared to treat somebody who has given so much to Spurs over the years in that way, as a fan, are we surprised in any way the way he treats us? The way he treats the working class man who goes out to work every day to pay for his ticket, pay the rent first, to pay the bills, to put food on the table, to look after his wife and kids, or for her to look after their husband and kids, and then to pay for a ticket to go to Spurs. Is it any wonder that he doesn't give a toss about the fan if he treats a massive Spurs icon like that? I'm amazed, but not surprised, but very disappointed and slightly ashamed to be associated with Spurs. You know, I'm very bullish when it comes to Tottenham. I'm a Tottenham fan and I'm proud. I've got a tattoo of Tottenham on my body. But when it comes to this, I am a little bit like, yeah, I'm a Tottenham fan. It's a little embarrassing. And I'm a little bit ashamed of the club for the way they've treated Pleaty. Anyway, that's enough of Pleaty. There's a North London derby to think about and to talk about. And it's a massive game. It's a huge game for both clubs, both Tottenham and Arsenal. It's a massive game for Spurs because we started the season okay. We've got 4 points out of 9. We could easily have 9 points out of 9. Saying that, we could have 3 points out of 9 because even though we battered Leicester for the best part of an hour, that last half hour, Leicester could have actually snatched it. So we could have 9. We could also have 3. But it is what it is. We've got 4 points out of 9. We've played Leicester, who have just come up, not great team. We've played Everton, who are the worst Everton side I have seen in a decade. And we've played Newcastle, who were absolutely there for the taking, and we didn't take them. And that's my disappointment. It wasn't so much, you look at the stats. I'm not a stat man, I'm a head man. I look at what I see. I don't do all these stats of like, oh, if you look at this and Spurs, I don't do it. I know people like stats, not for me. I watch a game and I see it how it is in my head. If I feel like, let's take Johnson for example. I'm not gonna jump onto him too much, but if you look at his stats, you say he was half decent. But if you watch him for the eye, you would say this is a player really lacking confidence. Um, Actually played really well in the second half against Newcastle when he come on, to be fair to him. But it's just an example that I actually like to watch through my eyes, and I hate stats. Stats tell you nothing. You can have 85% possession and lose 1-0. It really doesn't matter. It's all about the result at the end of the day. For me, the final ball was the issue against Newcastle. We got in so many good positions. The high press, I will say, against Newcastle was fantastic. We forced them into so many errors, and we had so many chances when we forced them into errors and took the ball off them. But the final ball was bad. We made the wrong decisions. When we should have passed, we shot. When we should have shot, we passed. We took too long on the ball. The pass was overhit or underhit. It was always just something not quite right. And we got to improve that. But there were promising signs. And that I will say, there were promising signs. But it is a massive game for Spurs because if we can win this game, and it's a big if, but if we can win this game, and then we go into the Coventry game with the confidence of winning the North London derby, and then hopefully win that, and then with Brentford at home after that, it really could put us in a good position to push on this season. On the other hand, if we lose and we go into Coventry after losing the North London derby and losing to Newcastle, I'm concerned that we could then go and lose to Coventry, and then we're out of the cup. And then I feel it could get really toxic for Ange. The fan base are very much on the edge at the moment, I feel. So these next 2 games for Spurs are huge. Team news for Spurs, I don't know. I don't know. I'm being honest. Solanke is supposed to be back, but we don't actually really know. Van der Ven, we're hoping is going to be back. Again, we don't really know. I'm guessing we're going to find out Friday when Ange has his presser, but this current time is only Wednesday, so we're still a bit up in the air with what players are fit for Spurs. Obviously, Basuma went off yesterday injured. Was it precaution? Is it more serious? Again, I've heard nothing, so I don't know. But at this current moment, I'm taking it that we are going in against Arsenal with a full squad to choose from. And if we have a full team to choose from or full squad to choose from, I'm confident we should get at least a point out of this game. I really am, because listen, Arsenal are, I hate to say it, they're a great team. They're a really good side to watch. You know, if Arsenal on the TV, I'm watching them because they're good to watch. But they haven't started the season brilliantly. Yes, they got 7 points. Fantastic. But they haven't been breathtaking so far. There's been chinks in their armour. And with the injuries they've got and the suspensions, they are there for the taking. Now let's have a look at the injuries and suspensions. So Declan Rice obviously got sent off against Brighton, so he's out. Marino has a broken arm or dislocated shoulder, so he's still out. Calafiori got injured on international duty. Tomiyasu's injured, and then there's Martin Odegaard. Now, obviously, I saw the injury; it looked bad, but nothing's been said yet. So I'm not sure. People are saying he could be out for a month. Other people saying it might be a couple of weeks. Other people saying that we just don't know. All I know is that the opening game of the season against Leicester, we were told that Vardy was out and Leicester didn't have a striker. And then we turn up and we see the team news and Vardy's fit and he scores. So yes, it's saying Odegaard is injured, and I think he probably almost certainly is. But I will reserve judgment until the team comes out. I'm not expecting them to be fit though. If that's the case, with Rice and Odegaard out of the midfield, it's a real problem for Arsenal. Let's not make any bones about it. Listen, they have players that can go into the midfield and they're good players, probably still getting the Tottenham side. The likes of Partey will obviously play, and Jorginho, who, yes, he's getting older, but he's still a very, very good player. Um, let's not make any bones about it. These are not second-rate players coming in. These are top players coming in. But there's no doubt with Rice out and with Odegaard out, it gives us a better chance. Now, people will say, "Oh, well, I want to play Arsenal at their best." I'm not in that camp. I'd quite happily have Arsenal playing with like 11 players out. You know, it's all about 3 points at the end of the day. I don't care who Arsenal have playing. I just want Spurs to win. And I think every Arsenal fan would say the same, wouldn't they? Yes, I mean, yeah, great. It's brilliant to beat Tottenham's first 11, but if they got 6 injuries, brilliant, even better. For me, it's all about just getting 3 points. I don't care who plays. And let's not make any bones about this. Arsenal are still a very, very good side. Defensively, they are solid. And the front three are going to cause us massive problems. Saka is fantastic. I'd expect Sterling to play. And you just look at Saka and Sterling straight away, look at the pace they have. And with we play our high line, which we do, they are going to get in time and time again. We've got to be really careful. I will still be looking to drop 10 yards personally. Ange isn't going to do it. We are going to play this high line. So we're going to have to expect that Arsenal are going to get in 2 or 3 times at least. So it's a question of us outscoring Arsenal, I think, in this game. I don't think it's going to be a 0-0. I think anyone betting on a 0-0 is crazy. I think it could be, it's either going to be a 2-2 draw, or there's going to be someone's going to win by the odd goal in 5. So we will see. It's going to be an interesting game. I'm excited for it. You know, it's not the be all and end all. If we win, great. If we lose, oh well, it will be disappointing. But we have got to go into it confident, and hopefully we can get the win. But let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think Spurs have a good chance of winning? Are you happy that Arsenal have injuries? Would you rather play Arsenal's best 11 and beat them? Or like me, do you not really care? I don't care who's out. As long as we win the game, it really doesn't matter. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know in the comments what you think the score's going to be as well. It's going to be an interesting game for sure. And that's it for me. I will see you on the next video. Like I've said before, I am on the Dan list tomorrow night at 8:30, I think. So go over to his channel, check that out. We'll be talking all things North London Derby, and get over to his channel and subscribe to him as well. Really nice guy. That is the Dan list, which is the analyst with Dan on the front, well, D on the front. So the Dan list is a really good name. So yeah, go over to him and subscribe and catch us tomorrow night at 8:30 on his channel. And most of all, stay positive, stay poised, and stay Spurs.